Back. Hi everybody, it's your Prince. I have another very informative tablet for you to bestow upon you. It's about 9/11. It's called Our 9/11 Nightmare. That's what it's called. Broke down and ate a little ice cream. I don't better do that, but slipping, children, slipping. I'm supposed to eat that. It was dairy, no good. Dairy, no goods. And then it melted, so basically drinking a milkshake. It's all melted. You know, I had to go shopping at the enemies over there. Well, they own everything. We're going to go shopping. That's why we need to have fun. When we come back, we're going to be the greatest farmers. We'll grow everything much better. Grow everything, and it's going to be great. It'll be so great. What a future we got ahead of us. Huh. What a future. Principality's going to tell us how to do everything. Crown Princess. Whatever they say. Okay. They don't. They know how to run a civilization. We don't. Obviously, we have no idea what we're doing. I mean, that's not hard to freaking see, that's for sure. Coconut water, guys. Coconut water. That's what you need to drink. Coconut water. That's very thirst quenching, or that's not the correct word. Correct word. I don't know. Okay, so this is. Hope you guys can see me. I think you should probably see me. This is our 9/11 nightmare. That's what it's called. September 11th, 2001. 11 reports of hijacked planes. I'm sure you guys, guys that are awake, you probably saw the thing about the president was in the school with the kids, and the aide came to him and said, just kept telling him how far away the planes were. But they're not really planes, guys. Those are holograms. At first, I thought they were the space rat termite. You know, the ones that you see them, they're like giant golden orbs. And they fly around the sky. And they can morph into anything they want. It's probably some kind of organic material that they've developed. Organic metal or something. Like a metal, but it's alive. It grows. It moves. It's alive. You know. That's like the other spaceship that they talk about that are alive. And they also have, apparently, asteroids that look like asteroids, but they're really spaceships. Look like a rock, but it's a spaceship. So this is probably something similar. I'm sure we'll have that technology too by the time we come back. Well, we had it. I mean, they just kept it for themselves. And that's what happened. You know, as time goes on, the regular people get dumber and dumber, and the rich, scummy scumbags, people in charge, keep all technology for themselves. And then people get dumber and dumber, and they get smarter and smarter. And that's the way it goes, but it's not going to go that way anymore. I'll go there anymore. I don't know. Guys, I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know. I mean, if I really studied my past lives, I could see all my mistakes, but I don't really have time to do that, my children. Once I get on a spaceship, I'm going to go through the Bible, rectify the entire Bible, and I'm going to probably go through my past lives and try to see where I went wrong. Where did I go wrong? How did everything get so messed up? How did everything get so screwed up? And how did we lose control of the generator? I mean, I believe I'm the one who made that shit. Or if not by myself, but, me and some of the older civilizations like the Wingmakers and the Belon and these people. I think we created it. Somebody created it. Somebody created that shit. Somebody made that shit. And Orbis, which is the name of a demon, apparently, but I don't think it's. There's another thing. I might have to put this off because I want to talk to you about something. I'll put that in the next video. Okay, but check this out. There's supposedly a demon named Orbis. Now, Orbis is the name of Saturn, which basically is the name of the quantum generator. So maybe there is really not a demon named Orbis, or maybe I'm Orbis, or maybe that's just the current that you have to connect with the generator. I don't know. These are just possibilities that I've been thinking about. And I also want to talk to any people out there messing around the occult world. At this point in time, if you're not being taught by somebody very experienced and you're not really sure what you're doing, stop doing what you're doing immediately. Because now it's very dangerous, and now the virus will be very shortly be becoming much more powerful, and the ones that are hiding down in the oil are going to come out. Very shortly, they're going to really start to possess the populace. And our pets will be the first ones to start to exhibit irrational behavior. So very soon your dogs will start freaking out and attacking people and shit like that. I mean, my mother's dog is already attacking people, He attacked. She was driving the golf cart, and the dog jumped out the golf cart and attacked two ladies. And then, when my aunt was just over there, and they had some guests to play bridge. The dog, my aunt was trying to take the dog out for a walk, and then the people came, and the dog was like, oh, he wants to go inside. So my aunt let him loose, and he went inside the house and attacked the people and bit him. The white bomb, attack of the white bomb. Vicious. The most vicious Bijan you ever seen. But I think it's this virus, guys. The virus. Your pets are going to start to exhibit irrational behavior. I'm telling you right now, very shortly. They'll be the first ones to exhibit behavior. Dogs, cats, birds. And what about all the other sea life that has exhibited irrational behavior, beaching themselves on the beach? Now, I don't believe it's necessarily all because of the virus. I believe that the magnetic sphere, which has been messed around with because of this CERN machine they got, is destroying the magnetosphere. I don't even know what that thing does. You know, I know it has something to do with the magnetosphere, but I'm not exactly sure what that machine does. I mean, you got people out there claiming that that machine is used to open up the abyss, but I don't see why these guys would want to open the abyss. I mean, that'd be their doom. Why would they want to do that? Unless they're just under some illusion that I don't know what exactly. Like I said, I try to see things from both angles. You know, what exactly kind of illusion are these people under? You know, and I also stated that maybe I don't possibly know the truth of things. You know, I think I do because I believe that I'm possessed by many demons, but you know, there's no way they could be on our side because they in collusion with all of our enemies. So how could they be on our side? I mean, that only stands to reason. You know what I mean, guys? Ladies and gentlemen? You know, I try to be reasonable and logical. You know, of course I'm not as logical as Spock, but, you know. Remember Spock, everybody? Leonard Nimoy. The great Leonard Nimoy. What a great man. And he had that awesome show In Search Of. Remember that? What a good show. That was the greatest show on Earth. Well, no, it wasn't the greatest show on Earth, but it was one of the greatest shows. In Search Of. And I'll tell you another good show. Alien Files. That's another good show. You guys watch that. You should watch that. They got a lot of truthful shit on there. You know, and I don't think they... I think they dig very deep for their information. They do good. I think that's a righteous show. I think they try to give you the most correct information that they could come across. So, okay, so what I wanted to talk about was you people, if you're messing around with the occult world, if you're not being taught and you don't know exactly what you're doing, you should stop. You know, stop messing around. Because now it's a very dangerous time in the spirit world. Very dangerous. You know. And then, you know, we got the military guys. They're going to start becoming more active. You know, because they stay in their, they do whatever they do, you know, and they've been staying, you know, they stay in their place and everything, but now I'm sure they're getting prepared, you know, getting prepared. And they're probably now having more contact with the rest of the hierarchy and everything and making plans. And these are not entities that you want to mess around with. They are not, that's their job. They're soldiers. They're military. Their job is not to teach you stuff. Some of them are what we consider stern teachers. And they're the ones that teach you the stern lessons, you know. And if you're messing around in the occult world and you don't know what you're doing, you might get taught some extremely stern lessons that you're not prepared for, my children. So that's my warning to you. You know, it's my warning. You're out there messing around, I suggest you stop. You know, unless someone's teaching you, or you've been doing it for years and years and years, you know exactly what you're doing. Because I'm going to tell you why. Another reason why you should stop. Because now I believe I believe that some of our teachers want me to reveal us to the world, and some of them don't. So I might be out of place by saying that. But there's a lot of honey traps. There's a lot of honey traps. And I don't know what you think about where these entities come from, but I know where they come from. And who they are great leaders that have lived, kings, queens, duchesses, earls. They have lived and they achieved greatness in their life, and they came under the good graces of our Lord, and he took care of them, and he elevated them, and he elevated them to God status, Godhood, and they did great things when they were alive, so they were found worthy of their place. And so these leaders had enemies. And not only did some of our great leaders be elevated to God status by our Lord, but I believe some of them were elevated to God status by other gods and by other entities that are not encompassed within our 182 current. So what do you got? Enemies. What you got? There's enemies in the spirit world. And when these sorcerers assembled our list of hierarchy, they didn't just sit down and write a list. You know, this is how it works. You work with a spirit. Now the spirit has legions under it, but the spirit also has other spirits that are similar in their attributes that work with them. That if you work with a spirit, the spirit will teach you what he wants to teach you, and then he will refer you to another spirit, and that's how it go. Okay, this is ascension. This is being taught. You know, this is teaching, real teaching. This is ascension. That's what this is. So, get back to what I was saying before. There's enemies in the spirit world. These people that were alive fought wars against each other, and they still now, they're in the spirit world, but they're still enemies. So, like I said, the people who assembled lists of our hierarchy, this is how they got these names. You know, they worked with the spirit, and the spirit referred them to other spirits. Now, once they ran through that little hierarchy, they went on to another one, and that's the next spirit they worked with referred them to some other spirits, and that's how they got these lists, my children. That's how they came with these lists. And so that they didn't just sit down and write a list. That's not how it works. So now you also have spirits that will pass themselves off as other spirits. That they aren't really those spirits, but they'll pass themselves off as that spirit. And they may have led some of these people astray. And there may be some names contained within our hierarchy that are not of our pantheon. And when you are not properly going through your ascension process, going through these spirits, and you're not doing it in a proper fashion, and you're doing it willy-nilly, and you might fall into this trap of connecting with the wrong pantheon. And if you have already been working with a certain pantheon and you end up connecting with another pantheon that is an enemy of our pantheon, then you are at risk. And this is where you get hurt. It's where you get hurt. And where, you know, they could drive you insane. They possess other members of your family. They could kill you. Any number of things could happen to you. So It's another reason why you have to be very careful, my children, what you're doing. There's nothing to mess around with. Okay? I tried to explain things to you as simply as I could. This is very important. You know, this is to the people that are messing around in the occult world. And this is what I believe. What I just told you, I believe is correct. In what I said, I think it's correct. You know. I know, or well, I always say, don't think, but know, don't assume, but believe. So I don't like to say think, because the big wise man Joe always said, don't think, which was probably an important lesson that I tried to carry on to you guys. You know, don't think, no. You know, so if you don't really think, don't even, if you are not sure, then you really don't know, then you really shouldn't be speaking about it. So I'm going to tell you that I know what I said is correct. All right, my children? I'm going to stop it now and then go on to something else. All right? All right.